Alpha radiation. Proton. Neutron. Proton. Neutron. This is the alpha particle. It is the same as a helium nucleus. Dot mass number 4. Atomic number 2. Charge. +2.
Sometimes the voice gets a bit overloaded. So that's the alpha particle, and also here I have a tactile model, and there's 5 different types of radiation that it shows. But I don't think we need the camera for this. But if you can all see this, so this is the same thing on the screen. So for someone who wanted to feel what it would actually be like. So then this is like a proton and a neutron, and then that represents that radiation, and then this is a beta radiation. And then you can see the size difference because this is all just one alpha particle, but then each of these tiny bells would be one beta particle. So then it shows how different they are. And then the gamma particle is here, so it's just rays of energy. And then you can also see how strong each one is because this is like a picture of a hand to show that alpha radiation is so big that it's not even strong enough to penetrate your skin. So then it's relatively safe for radioactivity. And then for the beta particles, there's aluminum foil because it could penetrate at like 2 inches of aluminum. And then for the gamma rays, they're very strong. You don't want to get near those. But this is a block of lead, so it can penetrate that too. And I'll pass this around. So this would be. So I was trying to experiment with the tactile learning also because I know that's such a big part for blind and visually impaired children. And I'm going to switch back to the. So that's just a picture of a. And now, this is not a teaching tool, but this is the medicine management system. I realize you can't really read that. But, so I wanted to, when my grandpa, a few months ago, he took an overdose of his medications because he couldn't read the label on the medicine. Like, you can see how tiny these are, and they're really hard to read. So then he didn't read that, and he took an overdose of medicine, and then his vitals got really affected. And also my dad, who has relatively good vision, he got reading glasses just a few months ago. But even he always asked me to read this for him because he could never seem to actually read what's on this. And so I was thinking that if somebody like my dad, and even my grandpa, whose vision is fairly good, have so much trouble with medicines and it actually affects their health like that, then what would visually impaired people do? Because, like, and also how do they not get confused between the bottles? They'd obviously have to have like really organized setup to track all your medicines. But then I thought that that's so confusing, and also what if your medicine expires, right? Then you don't know that. So then I made this tool called the Medicine Management System, and it consists of this little device and just these tags that you can put on anything. And there are also smaller blue tags that I don't have right now. But how this works basically, and there's also an app. But first I'll go over the features for the visually impaired. So there's voiceover, which is really helpful. As my sister was saying to my blind friend Macy, when I was talking to her, she's very proficient at voiceover. It drives me nuts, but she's really good at it. And she also gave me some feedback about making the app black and white like this before it was all colorful. But she was saying it's easier for people to read with low vision. So then there's voiceover, and then there's also diction, so you can talk into it. So then you don't have to bother with all the typing. And then it speaks out loud. And then there's also QR codes here. And for the QR codes, I'll explain how it works in a few minutes, in a few seconds. But for the QR codes, if you like put a little piece of cardboard or something underneath, then you can feel it. So it's like a raised QR code. Right now this one isn't raised, but then you can feel where it is on the bottle to scan it. And then there's also the barcode. Another really helpful thing is that, as I was saying, that visually impaired people would probably have to be really organized with all their little pill boxes and everything. So you wouldn't have to do that anymore. So it's a lot easier. And then also it can send refills to your doctor, like automatic refill messages. So some of the technologies I used as before are the Arduino and then RFID. So this is basically the basic.
Show it that way so it makes more sense when you talk about it.
Okay, I'll show you that first. Sorry, I'll just show you a demo once so then you understand what I'm talking about. There just looks like that. And then, so then if you just, well, so if you just take this and this is a tag, and the thing is that this uses radio waves, so it doesn't have to be in the direct line of sight, or you don't have to hold the app directly on top of this. But if you just